So I'm Des with Pretty Girls Media, and I'm standing with, she doesn't know this, but she's about to, one of my idols. The reason why I kind of stepped into this sports, I would say commentary, reporter, journalist style, being independent. And I want to say thank you
Oh.
because I first saw you at the Black Sports Symposium. And I was a person all the way in the back. And they were like, you know who that is? And I was like, no. They're like, it's Maria Taylor. She's like, she's that girl. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go watch.
Mhm.
And you dropped so many gems in that panel that you were on. And I was like, okay.
Mhm.
I gotta do that. I just was talking about imposter syndrome, and you kind of make me feel like, okay, just do it.
Yeah.
So I want to say thank you for one. I know you're
Sure.
gonna get lots of flowers today,
Oh,
but
thank you,
thank you so
Des.
much.
I appreciate that.
Thank you. Um, so I want to just recap a little bit about that. You
Yeah.
mentioned starting like being for one of the first women to not be afraid to wear sneakers.
That was a whole thing.
And getting over the heels thing.
Yes.
So I would love to know
Mhm.
just a little bit more about why was that such a thing to break that mode of
Yeah.
being like, I know it's comfort, but
Yeah.
I have to be comforted being unapologetic about it.
I think when I saw that men basically could wear shoes that look like sneakers, the bottom of their soles were just turning into the bottom of a Nike like foam posit.
Yeah.
And I was like, I feel like I can wear a beautiful dress and sneakers and I can still be presenting, the same information and it can be professional. And so I just wanted to change what professional looks like for women.
Yeah.
I usually did it during the women's basketball tournament. Maybe I'd be working in the studio and we'd have to stand up and go to the board. We were sitting down, you couldn't see our shoes. And so I had sneakers on and I was like, you know what, when I get up, I'm going to remain comfortable. And then, oh, by the way, if I want to put heels on, I can because we have that option. The guys don't.
Yeah.
And I want to lean into everything that makes us unique and allows us to use every single thing that we have like in our back pocket to show our true selves. If we want to wear sneakers, we can. If we want to wear heels, we can. If we want to change outfits or hair or whatever, we can do that because we're women.
I want to know, have you ever felt that what you were
I'm
doing
going to
or
force you
trying
to talk
to
into your mic
yes
and then go to me.
sorry okay
Sports Broadcasting 101. This is good though. This is good. I'm glad you're doing what you're doing. This is important.
Yes.
These moments are important in your learning.
Okay. Did you ever feel that you were problematic or you were being problematic in our space or in this space? I'm gonna say our space because
Yeah.
sports is our space too.
Right.
And how did you overcome that?
I had plenty of times when I felt like maybe I didn't belong or the version of me that I was just showing up as myself wasn't necessarily what everyone was used to. And so in those moments, you certainly feel like, oh my God, I don't belong here. I need to go back to the drawing board, or how do I make myself kind of fit in or whatever. And every time I went back and thought, fit in, like, what does that look like? And I couldn't do it. Like every single time I went back into the room, I was like, I have to show up as who I am or who I am, like internally to myself, to my friends, to my family. And what I've learned over time is when you do that, when you stand up in the boldest version of yourself, it forces people to not, they can't ignore you.
Yeah.
And if they've never seen something that looks like you or feels like you before, then guess what? They're going to remember you. And so, oh, this quality that I bring in just by standing up and being who I am makes me unique and therefore unforgettable. And so I kind of change the narrative. It's not that I don't fit in, it's that I am so incredible or phenomenal or whatever that I'm unforgettable. And that's something that should be seen as a positive. And sometimes we're made to believe that it's a negative, and it just isn't.
I love that. What is your most proudest moment so far? I know you probably have a lot. You have such a long career, and I know you have the son, so I know that's the thing. But with this moment,
Okay.
a proud moment that you rarely speak of, but sometimes you sit back like, I am super proud that I accomplished that.
You're right. Okay, there's so many small moments that you're not like 100% sure will live on in infamy in your mind. But for me, I made a huge mistake at the Rose Bowl the first time that I did it. I just like made up a word during the post game interview. And the show that I did a week later, like just showing up and being willing to fight through a mistake is important to me because it showed me that one, I can make mistakes, but two, that I can come back from them and that I can fail fast. And so that has really benefited me over the course of my career, that it's okay to make mistakes as long as you get back up, brush your knees off, and get right back into the fight. And so that's one small moment that I'll never forget that I've overcome and still to this day I use as something like, well, you know what? If I can mess up on the biggest platform that I thought I would ever have, then I can move forward and make a mistake anywhere and bounce back. I'm capable of failing fast.
I'm gonna ask you two more questions because I think I have to wrap up here. What is going to be one of the main messages or one of the main things that you want your son to
Mm.
see from you within your career, past, present, and future?
I want him to know that one, I fought for him to get here. I went through IVF while I was working, um, and that everything I do from the point that he was born on December 24th, Christmas Eve, uh, that I wanted to make him proud. And that's in everything that I do moving forward. And so when I have to leave him to come here to be in the Super Bowl for a week, it's because I want him to be able to run the tape back and watch it and say, that's my mom in 5 years. And so that is the biggest thing that over the last 2 years, that's been the adjustment I feel like in my perspective.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
My last question. So, because this is the Sports Power Brunch,
Mm-hmm.
what does the word power
Ooh.
truly mean to you in the sports space?
Standing in your own authentic, true self. Like at the end of the day, that's your power. That's something that no one can take away from you. That's what makes you a force, and that's what is going to be the thing that powers you forward in whatever you do, especially when it pertains to sports.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Great job.
Thank you.
Pretty Girl Media.